What's going on, good people out there in YouTube land? It's the Masked Man here, mastermind behind Mental Trip, back with another video. This video, it's a little somber but informative in that we're going to discuss depression. More importantly, how to beat depression. And how do you beat depression? This could be a 45-minute video because as a person who's been through it, there's a lot to say about it. We're going to try to condense it down into like really just solid points that you can take from this. I guess the universal first step in solving or conquering depression is solving a problem. When the first step to solving a problem is admitting that there is one. But some people with depression, especially for the ones that haven't been through it yet, don't even know that they're depressed. So me personally, before I recognized and realized that I had the problem, was I started to notice some really extremely odd behavior and patterns that I was falling into. And one of them was just an irregular sleep pattern. Like, I will find myself just taking naps just randomly, especially like around anywhere from 9 o'clock to about 12 a.m. I was not awake on a daily basis, and like that became routine. And I never did this before. And then like I would just have these reoccurring dreams. Well, not reoccurring dreams, but like I would find myself in the same exact environment and area. And it's documented. I wrote all this shit down, which I'm glad I did. So like I recognized the area that I was at. So when I like picked up on like this odd behavior, I kind of came to the conclusion, holy shit, dude, I think I might be depressed. So recognize there is a problem before you start to take the steps in solving it. Once you realize that you are depressed, accept it. It is your reality now. Accept it for the time being, but then like work towards it. And like once again, let's bring myself right back into it. How I conquered it, and it sounds really just like, well, damn, that's anticlimactic, but like how I conquered my depression personally is I got tired of being depressed. That simple. And that came about by me just waking up every day. All right, because you know it's a cycle. Most people who are depressed, it's a cycle. It's a vicious mental cycle that your brain tricks them into being in, that nothing's going to change. So when you think nothing's going to change and every day is going to be the same, and that's where like the suicidal tendencies and the suicidal thoughts come in, where like you don't see no change, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you don't see anything getting better. So like you get tired of being on this merry-go-round of the same shit going on. Well, with me, I kind of started to fight my way out of this by saying I'm tired of feeling like I did yesterday. I don't want to feel like that tomorrow. I don't want to be depressed anymore. I'm tired of feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way tomorrow. And eventually, and the willpower started to like really kick in to the point where I really was tired of feeling that way. And like I can remember I was depressed from late December of 2012 to May of 2013. So this is like 5 solid months and some change that I like. This was a real depression. This wasn't no funk. This wasn't just me feeling bad or me going through the motions like some people. Depression is real, and I think a lot of people who say they're depressed really aren't. They're going through a dark cloud that they will eventually get out of. 3 days ain't no depression. Like depression is over time, bro. Back to what I was saying. My weird traits began. That's what I marked it in December, but I didn't realize or come to the conclusion that I was depressed until around like late February. But like those odd behavior patterns that I mentioned before started in December, and by May is when I kicked it. And it was just like, I hate to bring up the commercials, but it really was like a commercial where like it was May, so it was a sunny day. It really did feel like a cloud was lifted, like a brand new energy came over me, and I was engulfed in like positivity, even though none of the external situations changed. Like it was 3 things that had me down in the dump. One was the loss of a near dear close friend. Horrible. Second was I was without a job, and as a man without a job, you really start to feel inadequate and just useless. And the third was a high school sweetheart that I could not. It sounds really ridiculous, but like I lost my mind over the whereabouts of her. So like these three things culminated into a depression. Those three things were still at hand when I came out of the depression. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it goes back to when I tricked my brain into, instead of waking up feeling like there's nothing to live for, I rewired my brain into believing that there is something to live for, and like it is a new day, and there is opportunities out here. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't want to be depressed anymore. Therefore, I'm not depressed anymore. And that's crazy. This, like, how do you beat depression? The actual answer is you. Nobody's gonna get you out of it but you. It's completely up to you. And you have to go through it first to get to it. You have to go through it to get to it. No book is gonna help you feel, no quotes, no person, especially nobody that hasn't been through it them damn selves, giving you cliche, it's gonna be better, you know, you just gotta push through. Like, that lame stuff ain't really gonna get you through nothing. Like, yeah, it feels good for about 10 seconds, and then you're right back into your depressed state. You're gonna have to get through it. It's your willpower, your mind, because if your brain can create a negative scenario, it can create a positive one. Mine was tricking my mind into believing that I'm no longer depressed. And once I kept telling myself that, I became that, not depressed. I hope this helps. It was kind of all over the place, but like, if you're a person that's been through it, you probably know what I'm saying. And if you're a person that's going through it, hopefully you can come up with some way, somehow, to pull yourself up out of it. Alright? Because at the end, it is your struggle and it's your duty. And you will get yourself up out of it. Alright? Once again, it's the Masked Man, mastermind behind Mental Trip. And until the next one, peace.